I wonder what we're going to see that's different this time around. We were expecting maybe a little bit more craziness in the previous game, I think, Yanni, and overall those were pretty standard drafts.
Yeah, I'm kind of disappointed. Like, we didn't see anything new, anything surprising. Like, come on, guys. Like, throw some spice in there. Like, salt is not a spice.
No. Well, maybe if you're English. Hey, they did hover Warwick. I got to see a Warwick on my screen.
They hovered Warwick.
I'll take it.
Yeah, bro. It's hint of chili flakes. Like, come on.
Chili flakes were in the kitchen at the time at which the meal was being prepared. You know,
are the chili flakes in the room with us now? Actually, they are. They are in the pantry still, but they're here. Rumble, first pick, rousing, exciting. Maybe it's jungle. Who knows?
Maybe.
Not us right now.
Nope. Let's see what's going to be picked. BFX, they love to grab VicLa's champion as early on as possible. In terms of things that he's been best at, it very much has just been the Orianna and the Azir. The Azir pretty much always taken off the board, so instead he's going to go on towards this Rise. Let's see if it's going to get paired with something with a lot of map mobility in the jungle. With the Pantheon falling off, we've been seeing the Lee Sin sort of creeping up in priority recently. Raptor's already played it in the NIP series and had a brilliant performance on it. It wasn't super flashy, he wasn't having a load of insect big kicks or anything, but he was just doing what he needed to do. This is an exciting game. Alright, this is a bot lane that wants to play.
I don't know if it's like overly spicy, but it's definitely different. We are definitely cooking with stuff we do not usually put in the pot.
Absolutely.
Alright, Blitzcrank coming in for Shulong. So we'll see who he's able to actually grab, though. I mean, so far, of the available champions, he shouldn't really be put in positions to get hooked. If you hook an Ornn, I mean, I guess you could disrupt him from his ultimate.
Potentially, but also the Ornn might be very happy to have been provided some backline access at this point. So, like you said, we'll see what it is that you decide to ban away. I do wonder if you want to force out a Alistar ban at this point as the Vikings. Alistar, another one of those champions in the bot lane that absolutely loves playing into Blitzcrank. Oh, you've brought me in? Wonderful. Thank you for the free multi-man knockup. I will take that and carry on with it. So far, it is just going to be a little bit of a jungle ban. The Xin Zhao taken off of the board. And actually, the jungle pool is getting pinched quite aggressively at this point. We've lost a lot of the best-in-class junglers here. I do think a potential Poppy could be very interesting. You've already got a couple things with dashes, and it would stop any more from happening down in the bottom lane.
Another jungler, a fifth jungler ban. Because Ambessa was picked jungle in this tournament. Keep that in mind. She's an official jungler at this tournament. So a fifth jungle ban has hit the hit champion select here, Bloxxer. I mean, who knows? Like I said, maybe this Rumble jungle is looking more attractive by the ban.
If you want to pull it out.
No, it's not good anymore.
That was like, good actually, like 2 years ago.
Yeah, for a short time, it was quite good. I mean, I was even playing it. Like, I play a little bit of Rumble here and there. I don't really play jungle, but that thing was so powerful that I was like, if I can do it, anybody can do it, to be honest.
Yeah, it was completely taken over the Rift. In terms of the AP junglers, if you do want to go that way, I mean, the Lilia has been floating around as a potential option we've been seeing here. Ashe, gonna be locked in here? No, okay, I was gonna say Ashe at this point would have been absolutely
into
insane.
Blitzcrank?
Ashe into Blitzcrank, guys. So yeah, you are selling that lane down the river. Instead, it will just be the Leona pickup, another champion that doesn't mind just getting pulled in by a Blitzcrank, and also you're daring the Blitzcrank to step up a little bit too far in this lane. We'll see what the pairing will be for Diable. As okay, there we go. That's something a little bit interesting.
There we go. Yes, yes. I do have some issues with what the Vikings have put together. You know, Kindred not exactly what you'd call a dive champion. And you have Kai'Sa with, like, no dive buddies. That's not exactly something that you really want all the time.
The Galio can follow you into the backline.
You should not be the only one back there, Bloxxer.
No, you should not be. Interesting. We're going to end up with a Misfortune pickup here for Diable. This is not necessarily the game that I would have wanted to play Misfortune. I've got to be honest. You are a very squishy, very immobile champion that is now just, you know, kind of facing down an absolute exodia of champions that can rip your head off. You got to have your fancy feet on. You got to put your dancing shoes on if you don't want to get caught by any of these hooks. Still, though, you've got lots of setup for being able to rip off some big ultis.
Without a doubt, and not a whole lot of disruption either. Like, I think as long as you are protected fairly well, the only thing that you're getting interrupted by is like a Galio ultimate if somebody's near you, or you're dropping Equalizer on the head and going like, maybe he'll die before he gets the full channel off.
Yeah.
Obviously, lane is the big worry, but when you're so powerful, like Misfortune and Leona are, if because Kai'Sa is so weak early, you're gonna have minion advantage. And as long as you played the tutorial, and you listen to the tutorial, and you stand behind your minions, you should be fine if you're Diable.
Yeah, Diable should be able to get through this early laning phase relatively easily. They might even decide to go and try to get a little bit aggressive in this lane. We'll have to see. I mean, anytime you've got yourself a Kindred on the other side of the map, you want to push in your lanes because you want to make sure you can turn around and get into your jungle quicker than your opponents can, so that the Kindred doesn't have any supports to try and get those marks away, and you can go join up if the Kindred does end up in your jungle to potentially try to punish. It's going to be a game of watching these junglers. If Gury's able to get a ton of marks going on this Kindred, being able to pop down and a big invulnerability, deal a lot of damage as well, is a great way to stop a potentially quite bursty composition.
Now, there is one problem that Gury has, and it's much like the problem that you had in Game 1, except I think it's exacerbated here. You don't have winning lanes.
No.
You have Rumble. But even then, like, sometimes in the tanks, Rumble ends up on the rougher end of the deal now after some of the changes that went through. He's much less oppressive against those guys, even when he hits double taser. So I am worried that Gury is going to have a scenario where he's going to get invaded a lot and is going to be very far behind and might not be able to pick up these stacks. As we are on to Summoner's Rift for Game 2 of this best of 3 series. Vikings down 1-0 in the series. Remember, this series does not have any impact when it comes to who's making playoffs and who's not making playoffs. BFX are already locked and Vikings are already out, but it is a for fun game, and we should have fun, and everybody in chat should have fun.
Absolutely, and hey, we've got some pretty fun champions. As much as maybe this Vikings composition doesn't make as much sense overall as their previous composition did, it's still exciting, it's still potentially very interesting. Anytime that there's a Blitzcrank on the map, there is the possibility of some shenanigans, so we'll see what happens. Talking of shenanigans, we're once again going to see this swap coming through. Style is going to head up to the top lane, try to get just a little bit of a freer lane on through. I've got to be honest, Rumble and Blitzcrank, that's the kind of bot lane that can rip people's heads off once you get that level 2 in.
You are right. Like, that is a big possibility. Now, the problem is you're going to have this early going be pretty rough. I mean, if you get tagged with, a double up or something like that, it's going to be bad news. But, I mean, Diable just does not care that this hook might be up very shortly. He is just totally fine. And Sulong said, "So long, buddy," as he's moving over to make sure that there's no invade on the grid.
There's no real point in sticking around in this lane. I mean, at this point, you're just kind of trying to farm up with those harpoons because it really does just suck. I mean, like we were saying, right? Once you get level 2, maybe there's a chance you can rip someone's head off if you land the hook, but even getting to level 2 was quite the struggle. And instead, it is just going to be this move around. These junglers are also going to be moving towards opposite sides of the map right here. Gury moving up towards the top lane. So we'll see if the gamble pays off. We'll see which side of the map that initial mark is going to spawn.
The long trek to the top lane, and Sulong going to just wait outside of the area. Now lane swapping will no longer be an issue up on the top side, so the Blitzcrank will show up to help out Style and kind of cause problems for Clear. This could be a problem. He's going to use his charge to get away, and he will go unstoppable to eat the hook, but takes quite a big chunk.
Yeah, and I mean, he was very close to having that plasma stack come through, which would have almost certainly resulted in him at least having to flash, if not potentially in his death. The fact he's already having to teleport back to lane, it's really rough, right? As an Ornn, you want to stick in lane for as long as possible. That's one of your big benefits as this champion. You could sit there, make your own items, you don't constantly have to be recalling, but being forced back to base is just going to happen when you're in this 2v1 situation, potentially even 3v1. Gury is pinging onto this Ornn. I mean, full health, this would be a hell of a dive.
Oh, yeah, we're going dive for dive. We're going ban for ban. Kratos is going to flash away, but everybody else is going to show up. Who's going to get first blood? It's Raptor over on the bottom side first. But then Gury will trade it back up on the top side.
I'm surprised that dive top lane worked out. Bot lane, it looked like it was always going to be okay. Kratos had not yet teleported back, though, is going to be the key thing. So Kratos is going to be able to teleport in. He should be absolutely fine to just keep picking up these waves. Not going to miss out on too much other than giving over that kill gold. Clear had already teleported back into lane, and now he's got a long, slow trek down towards the bottom lane. He's not going to miss out on a massive amount, but it is just these small advantages you can try to put together.
A lot of wards in lane on the bottom side here, so they are going to be able to spot out Gury. Raptor also on a ward. Sports doing well to know where the jungle tracking stands. No surprise, really. These camps are spawning on the bottom side first. You know they're going bottom to top, and you reasonably expect they're going to be there, but no funny business is going on. That's really the name of things right here.
No, I didn't see where the initial mark was, but it was clearly picked up by Gury, so it must have been up on the top side. At least he's got that first one. Obviously, with a Kindred, you're looking to get to that 4-mark stack as quickly as possible. Sulong not quite going to land that initial hook, otherwise that could potentially have been a trade kill.
Did get the cleanse out of style, which is very important, especially against the Leona. You can lock you up for a very long time here as Raptor is being a dead sprint to the bottom side here. Kratos is not aware that this is happening, and he's going to be very aware right now because Raptor has slowed him up. I don't know if Raptor actually has the damage to kill here. Maybe he'll go for a second Q if he gets an opportunity, but it looks like Kratos will be able to get back to his turret without a problem.
No, needed clear to help him out with that kill. Otherwise, at this point in the game, with just a tunnel in inventory, Raptor not quite going to deal enough. He's just going to pull back and start up this Drake. So once again, you're seeing some good early objective control out of BFX. And yeah, I mean, it looks like Godgo has decided, you know what, enough of me lying to you. I'm going to go and try to be right in this situation.
Or he could be lying. We do not actually know yet. The soak went down. Kellin is very tanky early in the game.
Yeah.
Very tanky Leona for 6 minutes when a Kindred is the only thing that's trying to rifle you down. So he'll be able to escape, but this does mean that Diable is on an island.
Yeah, and pretty low at this point. I mean, already had a huge chunk of health taken off. Teleport coming in onto the top side right here from Kellin, so at least is going to have his support.
Oh, I love this play. We're going all in for it. Shogun going to take another turn.
No, Kellin!
Oh, the Ignite burning. Oh, Diable lives! Oh, you're kidding me. They won't be able to find Kellin either. There's a Realm Warp is coming through here for extra protection, and now Kadi finds himself on the wrong side of the tracks.
No!
Oh, the snipe! Coming through from style from downtown like Steph Curry.
Oh,
He's able to cash in.
Was that caught in shop potentially right there from Diable? I mean, he should have been able to see that one come, and it was fully warded out. Still is going to be picking up that kill, and that was a lot of defensive things blown top lane, right? Teleports coming in, people sprinting up towards top side to try to keep Diable alive, and it doesn't quite work out in the end. That's now going to be a second kill for the Vikings. Kratos as well.
Kratos is taking a lot of damage here. Clear is
on damage.
Modeling after him, isn't able to find the knock-up, and now Kratos is looking to turn it around. He is overheated, but it's not going to get any of those overheated auto attacks on.
No, but still, I mean, the amount of damage that you can do back very quickly. Still, crazy work whenever you see an Ornn fully open up. Those brittle stacks do so much. VicLa right now trying to hide, trying to get a little bit of alcove gaming going.
Alcove gamers, bum, bum.
For what?
Alcove gamers, bum.
Ah, for this.
Alcove gamers, bum, bum. Oh, all right, they saw him.
They
saw him. VicLa went a little too early there.
Yeah.
But they had an idea that this was happening, so Style and Shogun going to be all right. Let's take a look at this replay of the dive that didn't go well and then ended with a good result.
This is almost the second time that Kellin was able to just at the last minute arrive and keep Diable alive. Remember in the previous game he was able to get Diable out on that Jhin, and at this point I was like, wow, they've finished this one up. Style is fully on vision. He never cancels. He's totally in shop. He has absolutely no clue what's happening. Oh, okay.
Oh, what's going on here? Here we go. Double taunt going down. VicLa in a lot of trouble here. He's going to go down. Oh, he flashed away. He actually... Okay, Style going after him. Style. Do it again. Do it again.
I believe. Does he have his sniper goggles on?
I think it's far too long right now. Wait, he's sticking around. VicLa is gonna get the recall. The hook goes down onto the Diable. He's gonna try to bullet time to clear the wave, but he can't do so.
Yeah, I mean, he's trying to just take a couple minions at that point. You know you're already dead, and that's gonna open up these grubs as well. Potentially, Gury was able to grab at least one of them.
Teleport coming in from behind Gury here. He's still marked by the second part of the queue. He's going to go in. Raptor getting below half HP. This is a long time waiting teleport as Kadi will get there and force FEARX away as Vikings. A sizable lead right now of about 1,500 gold.
Yeah, at this point they've been able to play really well. And I mean, look at where that gold is. You've got yourself a kill onto your Kindred. You've got yourself 2 kills right here onto the Kai'Sa as well, putting Style into a great place. Just put in as well wasn't here in the previous game, so not particularly warmed up, but still going to have a good early game at this point, and this is what we need to see out of the Vikings. We need to see them push the envelope early on. As you said, the lanes weren't necessarily winning, but now you've got yourself a couple of kills. You can push into the enemy jungle a bit more and help out with getting those marks. Gury right now has 3, so 1 more mark, and he's going to get that initial bit of upgrade and really get online.
We haven't seen VicLa really get too involved, although we might see him get involved here. Sulong in a lot of trouble, but the equalizer cover coming through from Kratos means that another play of FEARX gets foiled.
Every single time that they're trying to get something going, it seems like, nope, absolutely not, immediately get stymied.
Okay, Raptor's immediately forced to flash out as Kadi shows up with his ultimate. Every single time, Bloxxer, it's another play where they try and then it's blocked by James. Like, no shot.
Absolutely not. Every single time they try to make something happen, it just gets turned around. That's been really impressive so far from the Vikings, still hunting to get themselves their first series win. They're able to take a win. Hang on,
okay, Diable getting flashed on. There's the knock up, there's the hook. It's just so easy for a Blitzcrank, but that turret getting heated up. Bullet time over the top. Style just able to walk out. The flash.
No!
No! Tell me I didn't just see what I think I saw.
Rookie of the split, baby.
Tell me I didn't just see what I think I saw.
Oh, that's embarrassing. I'm secondhand embarrassed for Diable right there.
My goodness, bro.
Especially, right? Especially Yanni. Because that's now no flash, misfortune, versus a Blitzcrank. Like, you want your flash in this game. Holy.
There's a lot of misfortune going on, and I don't think it's the champion. Clear. Gonna get targeted once again by Gury and Kadi. No advancement happening lately, but I mean, it's just very, oh man, that's just a bad taste in the mouth kind of deal. Second Dragon going over to FEARX. Kellin and VicLa quite deep here, looking to make a play on Sulong. Gets back to the turret, dodges out on the hook. Oh, there we go, the kick. Getting the job done there by Raptor. Well played.
Really nice to be able to grab that kill, and this is BFX, you know. Little bit back into their pockets. They were very close to picking up that kill in the mid lane, obviously. They grabbed the kill bot lane. Now, this is going to be that 4th mark picked up here for Gury, so he is fully going to be online. That is something to really note, because in this game, you need to have this Kindred firing to be able to deal the damage that you need to do, especially versus Clear and Kellin, who are going to be very, very strong.
They are going to be pretty massive. We'll see if they're able to kind of take FEARX through this game. Only about a 700 gold difference. It's really shortened up since it was about 1500 earlier on. Rift Herald's going to be up in about 2 minutes. And the Diable's flash, you know, going to be not up at that time. So the positioning on this Misfortune is going to be really, really important. Still isn't at their first item yet either. It's bullet time coming in over the top just to force style away and keep them low.
So Diable keeps stepping up, and as a flashless Misfortune does make me feel a little bit nervy.
It's bold.
Yeah, very, very close to having that barrier up, but I don't think barrier is going to save him if he gets pulled underneath that tower. He's going to get away with it head on back. Clear just going to grab himself a couple more turret plates down in the bottom side. Already has that holo completed, so the wave clear going to be pretty nice. Also just going to be very tanky in the face of Kratos. A little bit less, of course, when Gury and Style start opening up, so we'll see what armor he's going to be able to grab for himself soon as well. And also, worth trying to track through. Clear, level 9 at the moment, so still away from those ornaments coming through. But once they do, that's another big bit of power you can unlock to try to compete with that late game scaling that can come out of a Kindred.
It's a Hollow Radiance off in the bot lane. It's both solo laners just chilling out. Going to be trading these waves. This means that Kratos is going to have some free time, as well as VicLa, right? This is, you know, not too much pressure coming out here. They're just allowing these solo lanes to scale up. So again, we might need to see another VicLa MVP performance coming through. Seeing the Vikings show up here, put a lot of pressure onto Raptor and Kellin. Raptor stuck in the pit, in his own Raptor pit, but team is able to get to him first and get him out of there. It's time to clear out vision. Blitzhook not quite landing onto Kellin. But that's the danger of Blitzcrank. You can just fish as long as you can. Maybe land a hook here or there. Game changing.
Yeah, the cooldown is not long at this point in the game either, so you can be throwing these out every 20 seconds, and it's so frustrating to try to play against. Every single time you step up, nope, gotta dodge away from a hook, gotta dodge away from a hook, and if you ever get a little bit lazy with it, ever get pulled in, there is plenty of damage on the Viking side to be able to grab through. Diable, again, no flash.
Oh, they're trying to save
he dodges
the
it.
hook. Call the 4-shot coming through. It doesn't hit Style. Now they're going to try to turn on the Equalizer going down. Diable's still alive. They're going to be able to find the Blitzcrank, but they're very high health bars for the Vikings is clear. Not able to escape. Gury. Bullet time just coming to try to destroy the wave. That means Diable is a sitting duck. Realm Warp coming through, but the double taunt immediately goes down. Lamb's Respite to keep everybody on the side of Vikings alive. And FEARX are unable to re-engage.
No, really well played right there from the Vikings. Yes, they were dancing on the very edge, but the fact that you grab both Clear and Diable is going to open up a play onto this Rift Herald and just make things real nice for the Vikings. Actually, they decide not to go and immediately open this one up. Obviously, Raptor is still alive, but you know, would have thought they would have wanted this objective. Apparently not. Still, the kill's the gold. That's going to be very useful right here.
FEARX doesn't seem interested because of a teleport on the bot side. Let's take a look at this replay. Diable, I mean, you're caught up against a wall. I mean, this is some really nice movement to avoid that hook.
Great fancy feat at this point, even with Sulong jumping into the backline, using that ulti through, still isn't able to pick up this kill. But at this point, right, Clear just gets gunned down. That's the joys of having a Kindred in your game. I get the idea from Diable, right? Clear out this wave and maybe the dive doesn't come through, but Kratos doesn't care, just flashes on top of his face, Flame Spitter through, and yeah, you're not going to be able to live through that one. 2-0-4 at this point for Style. Wasn't really able to fully open up in that game, but 2-0-1 right here with the Trinity Force completed. Gury is so strong at the moment.
It feels like if that Realm Warp came in just slightly earlier, then maybe we're
so
talking
good.
like,
Oh,
okay, like this is a really nice bullet time, so that could perhaps be... you know, the issue of what happened there. Just a bit of mismatched timing. Is VicLa going to be in the side lane? He's going to be able to claim a turret for himself. You know, not the first turret of the game, but turrets in the top side falling nonetheless. Hold on. It's still alive, actually. I thought it was going to go down there. I'm kind of surprised it didn't immediately go down there.
Yeah,
I thought he had the autos for it.
Apparently not. Both of these champions in the top lane do have themselves teleports available for the coming fight. It is going to be Soul Point, Cloud Soul Point for BFX if they're able to grab this one. The top lane tower does also fall, so VicLa's going to have a good injection of gold as well. Might be able to head back to base and grab himself the Seraphs if he wants it as well. Diable, again, stepping up, and he does now have the flash available. Barrier has just come back off cooldown as well. This is Diable in his strongest position that he's going to have.
All right, hook going down. Here we go. Kadi coming in over the top, forcing the entirety of BNK FEARX away as BFX looking to just keep control of this area. This is a Cloud Soul, so it's a soul that can help some of their champions, but not all of them. Misfortune not really going to benefit too much from it. And we'll see if the Vikings want in here. 7,000 HP and dropping. Kratos on one side, rest of the team on the other. Bullet time just to buy a lot of space. Equalizer coming in over the top, forcing members to scatter. Kellin on a big flank here, whiffs his ultimate clear in the thick of everybody as Raptor's trying to make a play. Sulong getting very low. Gury in there doing a lot of damage, but it'll finally fall. And the turnaround's on to Kratos. Raptor had also got into the back line. That is an ace for BFX.
And the Vikings fall, they get over-aggressive, try to get in, and Kadi goes in, doesn't hit anybody with the taunt, and Gury pops without even using the Lamb's Respite. A complete disaster of a team fight right there. He wasn't expecting to take as much damage as he did. That's going to be the Drake going over, and this tower. BFX, they've cracked this game open again.
There are so many bad things here. I really, you know, good news is I don't have to be the one to analyze all this. Bloxxer.
Kati, in. Winds of War, doesn't even matter. I mean, you're already using that brittle through for clear, so it doesn't matter. You're not going to go down. Bellow's Breath just stops that one. And then, watch Gury. Has ulti. Has
ulti still. He's dead, but he has
ulti still. Yeah, I mean, at this point, you've just got to use it through. It's just one more bouncing bomb just takes him out, and, I mean, what... You picked the Kindred for a few reasons, but the
so
main one is they ulti.
Yeah, it's so frustrating because Style walks downward because Style is like, all right, I'm like, he's in panic mode, right? We'll go up toward Gury, and then Gury, all he has to do is just drop that ultimate and say, okay, we can reset this.
Resets. Yes.
Yeah, we can reset this. You know, Style, you know, will be in an okay spot to be able to turn this one around. But now, I mean, BFX just really getting back in the driver's seat once again. You know, game 1 played out similarly. Game 2 appears to be playing out the same way. Yeah. And now, I mean, they're on soul point as well. It's going to be very problematic here for the Vikings. Herald available. Otacon available.
Yeah, everything that BFX could possibly need to put together a winning game is available for them at the moment on the top side of the map. You can see Clear also making his way up. He's just going to save that teleport and try to arrive a little bit earlier on. Carti is not. Carti's going to push down through the bottom lane, so that is just going to open up this Rift Herald to go on down. This is a very late Rift Herald as well, right? We were expecting them to go and pick this one up ages ago. Vikings won a fight around the Herald and decided not to take it, so they are going to give this objective over. This can be used to crack open the mid lane most likely, with that mid lane tier 1 tower still standing. And now Otacon is going to be started up. Kratos pushing in the top side. Teleport comes in as well. This is going to be a big brawl.
Okay, there's a hook going down on the Clear, cutting him off. He'll have to flash over the wall. These BFX are desperately trying to escape. Diable taking a lot of damage, but he got a shield. He wanted to turn around. Now he's at half HP. Gury still has his ultimate available for this fight. Look, he's getting to the back line. It's Style. Knockup is there for Kadi. Big taunt coming out as well. Bullet time for the
Oh!
Holy cannoli! Oh, the knockup! The bullet time! Decimation! BFX! Say, get out of our game! Get out of our tournament!
My god, that's going to be 30-second death timers as well, and with this Rift Herald pushing on through, I mean, I don't know that you could fully end this game, but it looks like BFX are at least going to try in this situation. Huge bullet time coming on through, massive damage as well. These towers are going to melt in the face of the Rift Herald. This is going to be an insane injection of gold into BFX's back pocket, and it all starts off of exactly what we said we didn't want to see. Exactly what you said you didn't want to see, Yanni. You didn't want to watch this be a massive into the backline killer instinct, being the way that you get this this Galio ulti through. What do we get? What do we get right here from Style?
No dive buddies, and I mean, it's kind of hard, right? Because you kind of have to do this, right?
You have to try something, but yeah, it just pulls.
We got the robot.
Yeah.
Get in the robot, Shinji. There's so many knockups coming out after that, too.
Yeah.
And then bang!
Bullet time.
Clear!
Boom. Yep. Hey, at least we did see that Lamb's Respite get used in that fight right there from Gury, but it doesn't end up saving anybody at all. It falls off at the exact moment at which you needed it to be up, and this base is now going to be under siege. I mean, VicLa and Raptor currently between two towers, chasing Carti away. They're going to be able to turn back and grab this one up. And there's a bit of a push in the top lane right now from Kratos. He's at least stopping this from pushing through all three lanes. But it does mean the team are just going to continue bleeding out towers, bleeding out gold. That's now going to be a massive gap in terms of gold. 8,000 the difference between these two teams.
And there's 20 seconds until the soul as well. The reverse Otacon throw. I guess it's just... Is it still an Otacon throw just for the other side? Well, because... All right, yeah, I'm very confused at what their feed was doing. Is Gury... Oh, my goodness, they're completely cut off. I prod just laughing in my ear right now because it was so unexpected. Here comes Kadi, but he's not going to be able to save the day. VicLa's going to go golden, immediately get taunted. Style down to about half HP. Style with a nice dodge on the ultimate to avoid the kick. But it's not going to matter. VicLa and Raptor are just too strong of a two-man unit right now. Diable is going to get his revenge on the Blitzcrank. Gury is in Timbuktu. BFE, as we like to call it in the biz. And,
goodbye, Gury. I mean, maybe he's...
Oh. All right, he's on a sliver. You'll
Clear,
get him with the...
Clear with one Q
hit him with the Q. Bang!
Boom! Boom. There you go.
Right.
Really nice. Really easy right there.
I want to make the case for clear MVP this game for that play up on the top side. What do you think?
I think that's reasonable. He's been really solid throughout this game. He has died a couple times, but you're an Ornn.
Big players make big
in a lot of
plays.
lane swaps. Yeah, that's been nice. I don't know, though. Raptor's also been really cool right here on this Lee Sin. Raptor's really interesting with the Lee Sin, actually. There's now 2 games in a row where I've watched him play Lee Sin, have an amazing scoreline at the end, be really useful in the game, but never be big and flashy. Usually people pick the Lee Sin and they're just all over my screen constantly. It's fascinating to watch big insects, big moments. Raptor's just a super solid Lee Sin player. I think this is probably one of the more interesting Lee Sins I've ever watched, but not because of the big plays.
Yeah, it took some time for him to get back into form at times. You know, he made his debut last year. It was, you know, promising start for the young jungler, and there's a lot of strong junglers in the LCK.
Yeah.
And he definitely didn't have some great showings. However, he did have a share of really good series. So this is a guy that you can certainly consider to be a solid enough jungler here. As BFX are looking to put the finishing touches on this game. Another big knockup coming through. Style is dead. Double kill for VicLa. Kadi, the last one standing. He's not going to be standing for too much longer. He gets into his base just to die to Raptor 6-0 and 12. You could even give him the MVP for this game. But one thing that we can say is BFX, give them a Viking funeral. Burn them completely out in this series. Once that Otacon fight happened, it is a 2-0 for BFX and a 3-0 overall in their group.
BFX, they got handed a little bit of an easier group overall in Group B, but they have made the absolute most of it right here, being able to just rip everybody's heads off. 3-0 in their group. They take out Nongshim, Ninjas in Pajamas, and the MGN Vikings. They've had a really impressive tournament so far, and it's going to be really interesting to see what they can do at the playoff stage of this Asia International, because so far, so good.
Yeah, not too bad, Bloxxer. You know, you'll take a certainly take a 3-0. Now, I have to say, I don't. It is weird how they ended up in this group against LCK 7, LCP 5, and LPL 7 as their LCK 6. But you know, listen, they can only play who they play.
Yeah,
I am excited to see them play against, you know, Weibo on the other side and whoever comes out of D plus Kia and Gam. I would assume that D plus Kia is going to come out of that. We don't actually know. But I think my favorite part about day 4 is, while this first game, as we mentioned earlier, did not have any bearing on what was going to happen, these next 2 games do. NIP and Nongshim are going to play for who's going to get out. That's the last game of the day. And next, D plus Kia and Gam are also going to play for the second team to get out of their group. So we do have some exciting League of Legends coming up that should be a little bit more nail-biting, we'll say, than this series.
Absolutely. I mean, it's been really fun to see what BFX have been able to do, introduce them a little bit potentially to an audience that maybe hasn't watched quite so much LCK throughout this entire year. They've been really fun. I've been enjoying watching them, but the next 2 matchups are the big ones. Those are the deciders to see who ends up playing through. For BFX, you're looking at potentially your opponent during round 1 of these playoffs is going to be the double elimination as well. So you've got a couple of teams that you may end up facing here. Potentially some of the ones we'll be watching later on today. Seeing who's already topped the groups has been very interesting as well, right? It's been a really fun group stage. Single round robin's always a bit of an odd one, but, you know, it's had to be quick.
Yeah, you know, this is not meant to be a super long or, you know, not like it's a super prestigious tournament. This is a very fun tournament, though, to see teams that, you know, did have fine seasons, right? It's good to get a mishmash of teams together. And again, it's a nice appetizer for Worlds. Yes, it's not like, oh my God, this is so great, so skilled, much wow before Worlds, right? But we can't diminish. Like, these players are, you know, some of the best players in the world, right? They're playing professionally at a high levels, at the highest level in each of their regions. But it is nice to have something that you're not just totally waiting for Worlds, right? You know,
yeah, exactly.
The World's Rating Room. This is the equivalent of watching the LOL World Championship Twitch while you're waiting for the World Championship to happen, except it's live League of Legends with different teams.
And I love it. I absolutely love to see it. I had a great time this entire year watching Group Nirvana games, so this is better than Group Nirvana games 100-fold.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, Exactly. If I
Although-
could have fun watching EDG LNG,
Group of
I'll enjoy this.
were a blast.
they were back.
Dude, the high chow pentakill. Oh,
Actual like top 10 moment of my life watching that happen.
Dude,
Was like
top
oh
10
my God.
moment of my life, and then just was like, well, you know, to peel back the curtain, it was a good time for a pro diff call out if you want to
Yeah.
play like high chow. You know, that was definitely one
Yeah.
of my favorites. But yeah, you know, this game gave the same kind of vibes, which was nice. You know, it's always nice to have a nice relaxing time of casting League of Legends and just being able to sit back and enjoy and really be fans. As Diable is going to get the MVP. I mean, this is totally undeserved. Like, yes, he had that bullet
gets
time, and he had the nice Herald play, but come on, man. I mean, this guy, this guy did not deserve this MVP. This is not an ethical MVP, in my opinion.
On Monday, he had an MVP in a game where we were like, I mean, I guess, like, maybe. And I was like, this
Five out
is
of
not...
5?
What?
This is a Joel Embiid MVP. He deserved it that year. No,
5 out of 5 is crazy work.
This is
absolutely
completely unethical.
So here on the LPL English, we would love to award our MVP of the game to...
We're giving it to Clear. I'm giving it to
Clear? Fine.
Yeah. I think
LPL
it's Clear.
English, Clear gets the MVP. That was not ethical for Diable at all. Oh my God.
No, not at all. Bloxxer, I can't handle it. I can't handle this anymore. And the good news is you and I don't have to. We are going to be passing off the baton to K-Man and Grapes for the last 2 matches of the day. Damwon Kia versus Gam, and then NIP versus Nongshim. Don't go anywhere. They will be back right after this.